Hi. You guys like how I look? So, Heeseung left Enhypen. So, Heeseung left Enhypen, and I want to talk about it. This morning when I got the news, I was a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I have been a K-pop fan for 11 years. So, I have seen groups come and go. I've seen members of groups come and go. But this one hit really hard for me. Like, I literally heard the news, like, pretty much almost right after I woke up. Like, I had to go into work, and I was in my living room. I was getting emotional, and I was just like, why did Heeseung leave Enhypen? Why is he leaving Enhypen? Like, I couldn't believe that it's real, and it's still hard for me to believe that it's real. And it's just really interesting because, so when I first heard about it, or like, maybe not first heard about it, but like, I was like, okay, well, I know B-Lift Lab isn't that great of a company. They constantly overwork and hype in and stuff. So I'm like, maybe like, he's just doing this for his mental and physical health. You know what I mean? Like maybe he's just tired of being overworked by B-Lift, right? So, and I'm like, that's like totally valid. Like being tired of your company, like, happens all the time in K-pop. And like I said, B-Lift is a crappy company. They do not treat the members of Enhypen very well. So I was like, okay, like, that's totally valid. Like, I'm sad that he's leaving, but like, I totally understand if that's his reasoning, right? But then I found out that he's not leaving B-Lift. He's just leaving Enhypen. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why leave your group but stay with your abuser? You know what I mean? Like, like, why do that? And so many engines, like most of them, I would say, are very suspicious and believe that Heeseung does not want to leave Enhypen. And I totally see where they're coming from. Again, like, we don't know for sure, like as fans, we don't know for sure if this was Heeseung's decision or if this is something the company pushed on him, because I know I hope y'all can't hear my stomach rumbling. It's digesting spaghetti right now. But in Heeseung's statement, he said something about how like he made this decision based off of the company's suggestion or something like that. I'll put the exact quote on the screen. So it is very suspicious because it's like, oh, this was the company's suggestion? It's a little, because he, wanted to do a solo project, which like I knew that Heeseung was going to be the first one in Enhypen to release a solo project. Like I knew it, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who knew it. Okay, I just knew, like deep down, like I had that feel, like I just knew. Okay, so I was expecting a solo project from Heeseung at some point, but I wasn't expecting it to come at the cost of him leaving Enhypen. Which, like I said, if that's what he genuinely wants to do, then I'm all for it. I'm sad, of course, but if that's what he genuinely wants to do, then, I'll support him and I'll continue supporting the rest of Enhypen. There's definitely a reason why most engines do not believe that this is what Heeseung wants. So, I don't know. I know that there is a petition going around. Last time I checked it, which was like 15 minutes ago, it was at like 374,000 plus signatures. And by the time I upload this video, it will have plenty more signatures, I'm sure. And people are trying to fund like protest trucks to go to the High building and stuff. So I've seen that floating around. Yeah, people are a lot of engines are really determined to get Heeseung back into Enhypen. And if Heeseung comes back into Enhypen, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad. No, I mean, it's all just really weird. Like, I'll say that. It's very, very weird. And it's like all of a sudden, and I've even seen going around that I guess Jungwon posted on his story. I think maybe on Weverse. Does Weverse have? Yeah, I think Weverse does stories. I don't get on Weverse very often because I find a lot of fans on Weverse to be very annoying. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that people spam a lot in Weverse. They spam so much and it gets really annoying, so I like rarely ever get on Weverse. But, you know, I decided to get on Weverse today to check in on the fandom. You know what I mean? Like, I had to check in on Engine. And they're not doing okay, let me tell you that. They are not doing okay over there. But I guess Jungwon posted on his story that the members weren't expecting this either, but B-Lift took down his story super quickly, but I guess people got, like, screenshots and stuff and have translated it, so... Me personally, I haven't seen the post itself, but that is also something going around. There are a lot of things going around. Jungwon's story, people saying that Heeseung was seen, like, crashing out at the high building because he didn't want to leave Enhypen. But I will say, if you hear leaks about stuff that goes on in, like, any sort of, like, buildings of these K-pop companies, I would take it with a grain of salt because we really don't know if these things are actually happening. Like, we don't know for sure that Heeseung was, like, upset, crying, crashing out at the high building because he didn't want to leave Enhypen. It could have very much happened, but we don't know. So, take it with a grain of salt. Believe it, don't believe it. I don't know where these people are getting their sources from, but it's spread like wildfire. And if Heeseung was seen crashing out at the high building, I low-key feel bad for him that, like, he can't even crash out in peace without it, like, spreading online like wildfire. Like, man, I can't even, like, have an emotional breakdown without everyone knowing about it. But, yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I really hope that Heeseung will pull new jeans and go on live and spill all the tea. No. You know what I mean? Like, spill all the tea. Like, I want to know. Heeseung, you can tell me. Like, I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna share with anyone. You can tell me. But yeah. All we can do is support Enhypen, support Heeseung, whatever decisions that the members want to make. That's all we can do. If Heeseung permanently leaves Enhypen, we gotta support his solo stuff and support the remaining 6 members. Okay, so I really want to see Enhypen on tour. If they do go on tour this year, I hope I can afford it. If they do go on tour this year and I can afford it, I do still plan on seeing them, even if it's 6 members instead of 7, because I really like Enhypen. I really enjoy their music, and I would love to see them live, even though, like, I'd be really sad that Heeseung's not there. You know, like, Heeseung's not my bias, okay? But he's definitely, like, okay. If your bias in Enhypen is not Heeseung, your bias in Enhypen is still Heeseung, okay? Like, that's just... I feel like that's just how it is in the fandom. Like, it doesn't matter who your bias is, it's still Heeseung, okay? Like, my bias is Jake, but I still got room for Heeseung in my heart. So, yeah. That's pretty much all I can say about this, really. It is really sad, and I was, like, really sad at work. I got to work, and I got to my cubicle, and I just let out, like, this deep sigh. I was like, and my coworker who's in the cubicle next to me is just like, oh, that's a deep sigh. And I told him, I'm just like, I'm just like, a member of one of my favorite K-pop groups is leaving. And everyone's like, oh no, but like kind of like in a sarcastic way, you know what I mean? Like no one cares. I didn't really expect them to care, but my coworker mentioned my sigh, and I figured I'd tell him why I was sighing like that. So I just want to say, keep supporting Enhypen, keep supporting Heeseung, no matter what direction the members go. If you think that Heeseung is being wronged, I don't blame you. If you think that Heeseung fully wants to do this, again, I don't blame you. Like, if you think it's weird, like, yeah. I mean, we just gotta keep supporting them, and you just gotta trust that they're making the right decisions. And by they, I mean the members. Don't trust the company. Don't trust Belift. Don't trust Hybe. Trust the Enhypen members, okay? Like, just trust them, and yeah, just keep showing support. As a way to comfort myself, I bought Enhypen's Dark Moon Memorabilia album because my favorite Enhypen song is Fatal Trouble. And I know I'm not the only person whose favorite song is Fatal Trouble, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy the album, and that Train wants to buy it too. No. The Train is upset that Heeseung is leaving Enhypen. He's very upset. Okay. But yeah. So, stay strong, Engine. Bye!